Jairaj Bhattacharya, founder and CEO of Conclave Genius. Big round of applause, please, for our panelists as we kick off this conversation. Good evening to all of you. I think Mr. Prakash essentially set the stage perfectly for us to kind of delve deeper. Jairaj, what do you see as the next big thing that could, kind of transform education going forward? Loaded question, but to you, considering AI really has transformed how we see not just education, but several sectors, how it's been a game changer. What do you think is the next plug-in that should be brought into education in Andhra and other states?
So I think there's a lot to do still on the AI infrastructure that where Andhra is leading, definitely. We've just started with academic and non-academic interventions on conversational and generative AI, which is largely voice-based and text-based today as an interface. Even voice-based, it's asynchronous voice-based, meaning that you're basically sending a message as a voice and the AI is responding with a voice or text. The immediate next step that's going to happen with all of these AI tutors or these bots would be that, you would be able to call it like you're calling another human being, that you'll have a live call experience where the voice experience with your physics tutor would be like you're actually talking to another physics teacher, right? And the immediate next to that would be actually a visual avatar, right? You can actually choose a visual avatar of your favorite teacher from Andhra Pradesh, right? You can actually choose your favorite teacher and then you'll be able to actually see your physics teacher while you're chatting with them on your doubt. That's on the interface bit, right? Like how the interface will evolve on the same generative AI logic, because computational power GPUs are increasing. It's a matter of just increasing infrastructure, right, to get the fluency and speed in which you are communicating with AI. So that makes it more on demand, and as the attention span discussion is happening, so we'll be actually able to fit into the attention span of the child with all of this on-demand AI. That's on the piece where we are talking about video and audio, right? But there is also the whole aspect of innovation and disruption happening on the lens, right? Where physical and digital is getting intermingled together. So basically there are a lot of AI bots that not just Andhra but other states are also using to integrate the physical with digital world, which means the books, right? The NCERT books you can just scan and it goes to life with an AR-based content on your mobile itself, because all mobile phone devices today are above 3 GB in RAM. So it's supporting AR real-life assets. So what I see immediately happening in a matter of 6-7 months down the line is that it's not just going to be the books that will come to life, but you will be able to scan using your lens on any object and will be able to look at it from a math perspective or physics perspective or the chemistry of it, right? A real-life object. So children around will be actually able to see the real world through a lens of maths, a lens of biology, right? Like you'll see real world activities around. You want to understand the biology of it, right? So all of this is just upcoming, right? It's all AI models coming from basic foundational large language models that happened in 2023 last year, 22, 23 last year. So a lot of this is just upcoming and there's a lot to happen.
I think very soon coming to Andhra for sure, all of these.
Obviously. Yes.
In training also, how do you kind of use tech platforms to teach teachers on how to take things forward? Jairaj, if you could explain to us on that, how do you use AI, for example? Yes, it helps students clear their doubts, but for a teacher, you were giving us an example of how, teachers are able to use AI to create a learning plan.
So I think I just wanted to put a little bit of the facts also, right? It's actually across our platforms, we have 160 million users across our AI bots in the universe of bots that we have. The loyalty rate of teachers are the highest, actually. Not the students, it's the teachers. The reason for that, it's actually almost 80% teachers who start using end up staying on the bots, because it creates a reversible chemical change, we call it internally. Because once you have start doing your daily attendance from registers to going to your attendance bot and just telling who's absent, it creates a change, right? Something which would take 20 minutes is now happening in 2 seconds. So you have basically saved that many minutes of time in a day of the teacher and multiply that to the lakhs of teachers in the state. That's the total amount of time efficiency you have saved. That's impact, right? That's just from one bot. I was giving an example, which is attendance. Now we take the aspect of attendance, right? Formative assessment, right? That is happening on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis or a monthly basis. The amount of time that goes into data entry that the teachers are spending in terms of entering the data of the assessment for every student can be easily done by AI. So once that is starting to be done by AI by just taking a scan maybe of the paper, it just makes a complete change, right? Now you have changed the way things were done before forever, right? That's a teacher use case, right? The teacher's life is becoming easier when you're making that change, right? Similarly, lesson plan creation, classroom scheduling, homework scheduling, there's multiple such use cases in the life of a teacher, including non-academic use cases, right? Governance use cases, right? Multiple such use cases where you just need to look at data of every child and see what the misconceptions are. For example, common errors are if a child is likely to drop out, you can maybe just ask the bot, right? Tell me about my school. So asking the right questions is the toughest thing that the AI world will actually be able to see, right? If you're able to ask the right questions, you will be able to do a great job in an AI-based people plus AI kind of world, right?
And I think when it comes to asking the right question, maybe it's also about, the learning method of how the student is taught so that it also raises the right question. I'm sure Byju's plays a big role in that also because for example, Andhra Pradesh, Sushmit, when you got into this tie-up with the Andhra government, you obviously also had to inculcate a lot of the education models that they have with regards to the state education board and bringing that about. Did you also have to, kind of consult also how teachers go about inculcating some of these subjects into their students in the government schools in Andhra? Does that matter to you? Do you customize it in that sense?